Okay, so I got Kohana again. I decided to do another vid, seeing if this one would hopefully do it, because the other one that I just uploaded today was, you know, crappy because for some reason it wouldn't transcode. So I've got little Kohana here. Hi, Wolf. Thought I'd do this video because I'd like to talk to you a bit about this little girl right here. We actually got her when she was about 6 weeks old. We actually were in contact with the people before she was even born. She was one of 5 pups, and when they wanted to know what they were going to call her, because I guess they wanted us to give them the name so that they could just call her that, and then she would know her name right off the bat and we wouldn't have to rename her. Well, my mom wanted something that sounded flowery, so she was thinking Daisy or something like that. But me being, you know, a big Koku fan and knowing a little bit about the Japanese, I suggested Kohana, which to my knowledge means little flower. It is also, if you're a fan of Den-O, the name the character Hana uses when she somehow regresses from a 19-year-old woman to a 9-year-old child. They say it was because there was a something to do with the timeline changing or something, but for the rest of the series and for all the post-series movies, she's been a kid. They call her Hana, but she's basically listed as Kohana. So I named this one after her, but this one is not as nice. She's cute, but sometimes she can be a little rowdy, like all pugs. My parents work long hours, and they're not home that much. So most of the time it was me watching her, just to make sure she stays out of trouble. And now, a year later, she still stays in my room when they're gone, and she still just plunks down and just goes to bed right away. And but before we did that, she would stay right here in this chair, not like this, but cuddled up a little over. You okay? Let me go down a little bit. Okay, she's still serious, she's just out of frame. If I tilt the camera down a little bit. There we are. Of course, now my head's out of frame a little bit, but this way we got Kohana with us. I know. So yeah, I have pretty much spent a lot of time with her, even though she still clings to Mum, but we've got 3 other dogs that do that. Basically when our little Boston Bull Terrier died, a few months ago, she basically thought she had free reign of Mum, and then we ended up getting another Boston Bull Terrier, who really should be a Boston Bull Terror, because she is. She's destroyed countless toys, not mine, thankfully, but the other dogs. We basically just recently bought a toy that was supposed to be quite tough. It was made of canvas. Lasted 20 minutes, and then she ripped off the arm. That's not funny. That's not funny. And even though these two are those two are quite close, they're having quite some scraps. In fact, I don't know if I should show you this, but on my stomach right now there's a pretty big bruise that I got yesterday when I was watching the dogs, and this one got mad because I wouldn't let her fight, and she ended up biting me, which she's done before on my arm. It's right here, but I actually have man boobs, so I don't know if you can... there it is. Right there. So I think that's it. I don't know how well you can see it. If I come around, maybe I can feel where it's big. Yeah, alright. So it doesn't look too bad. It was quite red yesterday. But all that was because I don't know why. Sometimes they'll just the new terrier, basically, the new Boston Bull Terrier has, her name's Peggy, by the way. She's got big googly eyes. I think that is the reason, I guess whenever she stares at her, she just... Another thing might be is because Peggy just recently completed a month-long heat. 2 days after we got her, she went to heat. So, you know, yippee. If you've ever had a dog that's been in heat, you know what I'm talking about. They're messy, they're moody, and they're quite aggressive, especially when it comes to the males. Oh yes, there's been quite a lot of fun with our 2 male dogs. Thankfully, both of them have been snipped, although she did disappear for 5 or so hours recently while she was still in heat. And now for some reason it looks like her breasts are getting bigger. So we're wondering if she actually met someone while she was missing. We'll have to see about that. Now that litter that this one was part of, there's an interesting story behind that. There were 2 dogs left when we went to pick her up. So the lady brought down both of them, just to see if we still wanted the, like, this was the brunt. That's why she's so small. There was another dog who was another female, but bigger and darker. And my sister-in-law just happened to be along, and she brought the dog. So now she has a pug. That is her sister. And even though they did, you know, play quite aggressively early on, now they play fine, but they are very aggressive towards Peggy. And amazingly enough, she is the one with 2 small children, and she named it after a character from South Park. Her name's Butters. And another interesting fact, this one used to be very docile, and Butters used to be very aggressive. Other way around now. Butters is very docile, mainly because I guess no dogs, and plus only kids to play with. This one has gotten more, not so much aggressive toward people, but aggressive in the way she plays with other dogs. But, oh, you okay? You okay? What's wrong? If you think that was weird, you should see her when she has the hiccups. It's quite funny. Well, you should see me when I have the hiccups. You know those shows like ER and that, where they hit someone with a defibrillator? Yeah, me, when that happens. Quite violent hiccups. So anyway, we've had her for about over a year now. And she actually has been quite instrumental in my recovery, actually. Her and my 2 little nieces, who we're actually going to be babysitting tomorrow, so yay. I just kind of, I think babysitting has actually helped me quite a bit too, because have you ever played with little kids? It's just, especially if you've never really been around them that much, or anyone for that matter, you kind of get into some of those shows that are on, like Treehouse and Nick Jr., that sort of thing. It's amazing, actually. Like, I swear, we get Treehouse over here in Canada, and when they're down, pretty much that all the time, unless we're watching a movie, like a Disney movie or something. But I have a lot of those on Blu-ray, so... Oh, what am I doing? I'm not talking about you anymore. I'm sorry. Okay, so back to Gohana. A lot of times she will be quite hyper when I get up in the morning. Like, just when she sees me, she'll run